And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition here, another broadcast for the first time in a long time of the StarCraft Evolution League number 12, your bi-weekly dose of StarCraft Evolution content. And of course, there's ZvP, with me I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chats, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to a tournament that or to a game mode even, that we haven't been able to cover and broadcast in almost a month. It's been a while. Again, we've just been so bogged down and so buried and engrossed in EWC qualifiers, DreamHack Dallas, GSL, and of course all of our regular tournaments. Because of that, certain events have fallen by the wayside, have been put on the back burner, like StarCraft Evolution League or like Kung Fu Cup, some other show matches. I think we spoke about this earlier, but right now we are kind of we're overbooked. We are overbooked when it comes to what we can cast. We are just casting so much StarCraft, especially because of EWC, and because that there are a lot of events that we just can't cover live because we're casting other tournaments. We're just non-stop live, non-stop StarCraft. Because of that, we're here to catch up. We're here to catch up with some events that did transpire a week ago or even 2 weeks ago. Events like StarCraft Evolution League, events like Kung Fu Cup as well. But as we get into this, a big shout out to Bond Gameplay in the chat. Gracias, thank you so much. Gracias por el raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great time. Hope you had a great ladder session or cast as well. Bond Gameplay, of course, a Spanish cast from Spain. Gracias. Bienvenidos, baby. Bienvenidos. Welcome, one and all. Also, a big shout out to Baby Links as well. Thank you so much, Baby Links. I still can't believe it's been so long. But thank you so much for subscribing for, what was it, 37 months? Crazy. 37 months. It's so long. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Always. And again, thank you so much for the raid as well, as we're here to jump into the StarCraft Evolution League. Oh boy. Now, when it comes to this league, when it comes to this tournament, if you're maybe tuning in for the first time, you may be hearing me and maybe wondering, game mode, what do you mean? This is not your typical StarCraft 2 tournament. This is StarCraft Evolution. This is a mod. This is a mod that, of course, does blend together Brood War and StarCraft 2 as separate races and does pit them against each other. It's a game mode that we have been covering for, I would say, around 8 months now. I think we first started casting these tournaments back in October of last year, around like October and November-ish of StarCraft, like during the off season of EBT. Sorry, the off season of EWC, I think is a better way of putting it nowadays. But during that off season, we were all over StarCraft Evolution. I believe we had the League, of course, back in December, the end of year championship, I should say. And since then, we have been broadcasting and covering these matches since, and it has been slowly gaining popularity, especially from the players, from the Koreans, from some of the Europeans as well. So it's been really great to see them kind of dip their toes into a new game mode, especially the CIS region and the Korean region did embrace it a little bit more so than others, and it has been a lot of fun to see evolve over time, no pun intended. Of course, there have been changes to the game, and there have been updates as well. Nothing major since the last time we casted, I will say that. But that is also partly because, for those who remember, the arcade has been broken for a little bit, so that has kind of stopped any kind of updates or any kind of publishing of new game modes and updates on SC Evo. But here we go. Let us switch things over and catch up on the brackets. Let's figure out where we are and where we are headed. Bam! We have our quarterfinals. When it comes to our matches here, we're going to be covering every single series. We do have some replays of the round of 16, but we'd be here all day if we casted everything. So we're going to be casting all of the quarterfinals matches. From the top, we have threepoint versus prome. Threepoint, I would say, is one of the best Zerg players in StarCraft Evolution. I would currently pin him as second, just behind Shin. I would say Shin number one. Oh, actually, I was gonna say threepoint number two. Wayne has been devoting a lot of time. Wayne and Young Yakov, they've both been devoting a lot of time to StarCraft Evolution, at least during the off-season, and they have been improving a lot in this game mode as well, so I do also have to take them into consideration when it comes to the top Zerg players in StarCraft Evolution. Meanwhile, we have Prome, the Code A champion. Prome, he has won, I want to say, 4 back-to-back StarCraft Evolution Code A tournaments. If you're curious, the Code A tournaments are MMR restricted events. They're MMR restricted, so they're a little bit more designed for the more kind of semi-pro level of players, and that's where Prome has been popping up and winning so many of them. Meanwhile, we have Bratok up against StarAt. In the lower quarterfinal, in the next quarterfinals match, we have Universe Rebellion. That is an interesting one. Universe, for those who remember, he's a Korean Terran player, and he's more of an amateur player, or like an up-and-coming player, and he retired like 2 years ago, something like he retired and stepped away quite some time ago. I want to say, did he go to the military with Potato Pleb? I think he might have, but I believe he left it to his military service. Universe has been a long time since I've seen his face in a bracket, so really surprising to see. If you remember, he even started organizing and hosting tournaments, show matches. I remember he reached out. And we did host some Universe best of 7 show matches, like that was back in like 2013, I want to say. So yeah, it's been a couple of years since I've seen Universe. Really cool to see him return, and we'll see how he compares to everyone else. It's interesting to see him dip his toes into StarCraft Evolution. I haven't seen him play in any StarCraft 2 tournaments yet, but now I'll be keeping my eye open for Universe to see if he does show up in other tournaments. Likewise, we have Kiwian versus Rumi, Kiwian aka TOP. I'll say that Kiwian, he's one of the best Terran players currently in StarCraft Evolution. I say that, I mean, number 1's going to be Bjorn, number 2 probably Spirit, number 3, I still have a little love for Quanta, but Quanta has been playing less recently. Like, Quanta has been less active. My heart goes out to Quanta. Like, really unfortunate things happened. Really unfortunate events happened to Quanta, and always do wish him the best. And I haven't heard from him in a while, so I hope he's okay. Hope Quanta is okay. So much love to Quanta. I'm sure we'll be seeing him once again at some point, I'm sure. And we have Rumieth, who's also more of an up and coming Zerg player. He's like top 5, I'll say, maybe top 5 Zerg in StarCraft Evolution. He's strong in his own right. So yeah, we have a nice variety of matches up ahead of us. And up first, we are going to be jumping into 3-point versus Prome. Let's go. Let us go. So we are going to be jumping into that first series, jumping into our first match. Wikipedia says this of Universe military service started 2024 and ending 2026. Oh, there you go. I'd assumed that he had gone to conduct his military, so yeah, I was pretty sure. I was pretty sure that's where he was. That's why it's been a while since we've seen him. Apparently, still conducting his military service. So there you go. There you go. Thank you for letting us know. As we are jumping into our first series of the broadcast, and this morning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the pink Protoss. We have this pink Protoss player. It is Prome for Among SC2 people. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg, the current Brood War Zerg player. It is 3-point. Let us go. And again, this mod does pin together different versions of each race against each other. And here we go. We have Prome as SC2 Protoss, and we have 3-point as Brood War Zerg. Let us go. And again, it's been like 3 weeks since we've casted StarCraft Evolution, so it's a nice breath of fresh air. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I do apologize. Suddenly the stream died. I should say OBS lost connection to Twitch suddenly. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on things here, and if that happens again, I will restart the stream and connect to a different server. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully everything's okay, and I do apologize for the interrupted start. Thankfully, that happened at the beginning of the broadcast and not halfway through. But let's jump back in. Let's jump back into our first game of the broadcast, into our first best of 3. So far, so good. We do have a third hatchery on the way here for 3-point. Just setting up standard here. Just going to be opening up hatch gas pool. He does stay in gas. Bear that in mind. This should be for a faster lair. And your typical composition here in this matchup is going to be Ling Hydra. But we could even see potential Ling into meter play as well. Until then, Macro Hatcher here towards that third base location. I think this is one of the first matches we've actually seen on Maganatha as well. We haven't seen too much competitive play on the newer maps, but there we go. There is that faster lair from 3-point at the just under 3-minute mark. And again, the reasoning for this is because you do require that layer a little bit further here to tech up. Again, there are no roaches in this game mode, for example. Oh, I have to get rid of that. It is not the LATAM SC2 League. That was yesterday, so I do apologize. As more macro hatcheries are going to be on the way. Another macro hatchery. Oh, sorry, another 2 bases on the way here over at the third location. Behind this Prome, going to be opening up Stargate. Standard opener, opening up Void Ray. Interest. Oh, never mind. Skips the Void Ray. Feels like he doesn't even need it and rushes into the Fleet Peak. And let's go. We're rushing into Sky Toss. Unfortunately for Prome, remember, 3-point. He skipped the Hydrogen. As a reminder, Hydra tech is not lair based, it is hatch based in Brood War. So this has to be Spire. This has to be Spire or a rush into like spellcasters, into like ultras, for example. But no, this should be for Spire tech. This should be for mutas, and that's gonna hit hard. That's gonna hit fast. And Prome has no way to punish. He has no way to punish this. Now we have the Void Ray in the way, and again, the goal here should be to rush into Carrier or Tempest, but the mutas are on the horizon, and so far Prome has zero vision as to what's going on. The reasoning for this, he's not being active with the Adepts, only just now moving out. Likewise, no Oracle means also lack of scouting and lack of information. Aye. As there we go, the Void Ray does move out. As it is that Hydrogen, we do see a reactive Hydrogen on the way. There's that spy that we spoke of here to go into, or to make use of that lair. Ideally, we do want to be preserving the gas here for those mutas. Oh, as we're actually walling up with Hatchery. Let's go. Walling up towards left hand side. Void Ray finding another one of these Overlords. Ideally, you do want to reveal some Hydras to make it look like you're teching into Hydra tech. But for now, another Overlord falls. Anti-air is quite limited here, as you can see. Overlords are coming back. The Spire is almost done. As Spire is complete. And there we go. We have Muta production underway. Again, 3-1 has been so greedy here, but because of the lack of Adept harass, the lack of any kind of ground army, he's getting away with it. Sure, we have Tempest on the way. Ooh, interesting. Going to be Tempest into a ground switch out of Prome. Not a mass Sky Toss. Void Ray dips in. The Void Ray will finally scout the natural, and now Prome realizes what's been going on. He now does realize. He's now aware. Mutas are revealed. Ooh, and the Void Ray is going to be shut down. So down goes Void Ray. We're rushing into the mothership. Looks like we're still trying to make Tempest, but we are supply blocked. And again, we're switching into what should be Charge here as a follow-up. And Phoenix production has to begin. Phoenixes are on the way. Bearing in mind that when you go into Spire like this, you can go into Scourge, and you can support your army with that. But we are switching into Hydras, never mind. So we start with the mutas, and how many mutas did we make? Only 5. Only 5 mutas, that's only enough to harass. Not really much to get damage done. And we're switching into Mass Hydra instead. It's also spotted. Yeah, it does spot the Zealots. Is where the potential charge. Oh, the player wants to recall across the map. Let's go. I mean, he could still try to pull that off, but he is scattered, right? He is scattered, he is spotted. I was curious as to why the Twilight Council was so late, but that's because we were just going to recall in. I believe that was the plan, but okay. Charge is being researched. There are the Scourge on the way as well, as I did mention. So it's going to be Scourge alongside Hydra. So Ling Hydra Scourge here from 3 points. As the army is still building up. Again, this is essentially a 2-base all-in, so 2-base all-in out of Prome, 3-point claiming a 4th base, amassing up more Scourge, more Hydras, more Lings. Now, we don't want to overmake Scourge. We have a lot of Scourge on the way. It's going to be 18 Scourge here for 3 points, and there's only a couple of units in the sky. And again, the Phoenixes don't really matter too much here, especially because we're out of mutas. We're done with the mutas. Scourge looking to collapse in on the Tempest. Tempest is no longer for this world. Tempest goes down. Another pieces. Oh my god. Nice kiting. Yes, I find out, but almost gets caught out. Hydra's moving in. And again, the Scourge is not really meant for the Phoenixes, they're meant for now the mothership. Scourge are moving in. Oh. Not going to be zoned away. Narcon has morphed in as well to help support. And here we go, Prome. It's all or nothing. Meanwhile, look at the swarm that's available here. Again, remember, this is a 2-base all-in against a 4-basing Zerg. Like, 3-1, he is ready. He's prepared. He has Massling Hydra. And alas, Prome is looking to move in. hatching out a couple of stray Scourge. Let's go. So you see the hatchery going down. Scourge trying to catch reinforcements, but there are no reinforcements. Scourge going down. They get shut down by the Archons, but no, they do connect. They come in, they crash in. They shut down the mothership. Mothership does fall. Yeah, the mothership does go down. And now we're getting ready to collapse in. The choke point working against 3-point here. As Lings, of course, are a melee-based army. Meanwhile, they come in from behind. We have a proxy gateway on the way. And trying to catch reinforcements. 3-point throwing away some units here. This is getting dicey. Again, without lurkers, Shasha Archon can trade very efficiently, but we have spine coolers or sunken colonies as well. Now collapsing in, takes out the first colony. Phoenixes, they do what they can. And again, the Zealots Archon, they trade very well here, pushing through, but do they have enough? No, not enough Zealots, barely not enough. We run out of Zealots, the Archons are getting choked up. Lings are coming in for the surround, they lock down the army. And 3-point, he will hold. He will hold. It was an efficient fight to add a Prome, but the problem is Prome is all in. The problem is Prome has limited resources, limited army, and he's running out. He's just running out of forces here. Again, the all-in has failed. 3-point, so he didn't overdrone, didn't oversaturate. He may have lost a base, but again, he only droned up to 58. That is even less than 3 base set to saturation. And he stutter steps in. He stutter steps in. He sends it back. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. GG gets called, does break through, and with that, 3-point will take game number 1. Whew. GG. 3-point does take a lead in the series. Again, it was an interesting build out of Prome to go for a Stargate opener into Tempest, into Mothership, into 2-base charge all in. Unfortunately, 3-point, he had full vision in the sense that he saw that there was no third, he saw there were no expansions, so he didn't overdrone. He did get up to a high hatchery count, but it was just there for larva. Again, he only droned up to 58, that is less than 3-base saturation, and maxed out on Ling Hydra. And we saw that Prome, his army was trading very well, trading very efficiently, that is true. But he was all in, you know, he had, again, limited capacity here with how much he could create, how much he could make, and in the end, he was overwhelmed. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations. 3-point will take game 1 in the series, and we'll see if he can continue. Welcome back. I do apologize. Again, that's the second time now the stream has gone down, but I have changed Twitch servers. Again, it wasn't the internet, it was just Twitch. Like, Twitch has just been dying. So I have switched servers to a different region, and hopefully everything stays stable moving forward and coming into the rest of the tournament. Fingers crossed. As here we go, we're jumping into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the Brood War Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss. Representing among SC2 people, down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Prome. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the StarCraft 2 Zerg player. Representing Team Hyper 1, it is 3-point. Leading the series 1-0. Here we go. I did see someone in the chat, I'm a fairly new follower, long-time watcher of SC2. Can anyone explain the premise of StarCraft Evolution? I was under the impression that it's Brood War units in the SC2 engine. So StarCraft Evolution is kind of that. Basically, it is Brood War ported over to SC2, but it is not a direct port. It is important to bear in mind that there is an active balance team, an active arts team as well. As you can, as I'm sure you're about to see, it isn't just like Brood War ported into SC2, like they're actively making their own custom pylon animations or pylon graphics, gas geysers and simulators as well, zealots, dragoons, like everything is like fresh. Like they have an arts team that's working on all of the unique models, as you can see here. They even the buildings even like burn blue when they take damage and all that stuff. Like in general, like even here the simulator, they put in a lot of work when it comes to adding new models, balancing the game as well, and on top of that also porting maps over from Brood War, from like OG Brood War over into this form of tournament. We'll get there eventually, I'm sure, as well. We'll get to some of those older maps, and there's a lot to dig into because they have a lot of unique features as well. The game is balanced pretty regularly. They do balance patches maybe like every couple of weeks, and they recently had a big balance change as well. Other changes that are important to bear in mind is that there has been an economic change. It's hard to see. You can kind of tell, I don't know if you can notice, but the minerals actually look a little bit different, like visually, I should say. Basically, there are more bases. Sorry, there are more resources per base. There are more resources than the main, more resources than the natural. There are more resources, so you can stay on a low base count for longer here in StarCraft Evolution. So the maps themselves are different than in StarCraft 2. On top of that as well, they have also introduced the miss mechanic. Basically, there is a chance. Oh, I have to get rid of that logo. My apologies. But there is a chance, I think it's 50%, I have to double check, but there is a chance to miss when you attack up a ramp into a point of elevation, or if you attack into tall grass. So if you're in like a steam vent, if you're in tall grass, then there is a chance that your opponent's attack will miss. Same with when you push up a ramp as well. So now high ground has a bigger advantage in StarCraft Evolution than in StarCraft 2. Because there is that mischance. So there's that as well. There's a lot of different changes like that have been added to the game. So again, it isn't just like a direct port or anything like that. There's a lot more to it. And again, there's an active team that works on all of that as well. So yeah, it's really cool that they're very passionate. They're very dedicated as well to their craft. So much love to the team working behind the scenes on StarCraft Evolution. Meanwhile, I believe we're link flooding. 3-point, yeah, he goes. I think it was initially Hatchcat spawned to a third base, but link speed is almost done at this point, and we are flooding links across the map. 3-point, he's going to be committing here, and he is not droning. He's not droning, so we have a link flood here at a 3-point. Back at home, Prome, he's in the dark. Prome, he has limited vision, limited scouting information. He does have a wall here, but there's no shield battery. There's no shield battery behind this. We do have the initial Zell taking a lot of hits, so Dragoon trying to hold on. Opening up Stargate into Scout, and Scouts, the anti-ground is quite limited here. That's not it. They're not the Void Ray of StarCraft 2. Scouts are not going to be as ideal defensively here, and Lings, they get on top of that Cybercore. Cybercore is under threat, and we have more Lings flooding across the map. And again, behind this, we're not ready. The Scout has arrived, but again, the Scout is going to tickle the Zerglings, and the wall will be broken. The wall is going to be broken here. Lings, they collapse on the gateway. And I mean, we'll see if we can buy enough time. I mean, over time, Dragoon and the Scout, they're getting damage done. True, we have a re-wall behind this. Zealot's gonna be building up as well. Also on top of that, I don't know if you noticed, but the Zealot model is different as well. Like, the model's just different for everything, including the Zerglings, including Zealots, including Hydras as well. But the gateways are falling. Breaks down the first gate. And once again, we have another re-wall here, and we're buying a lot of time, but the problem is, what DPS are we working with? And there's no other gateways. There's no production. There's no production, only making 2 scouts at a time. And against scouts, they're not really ideal against Zerglings. Not like this. I mean, they will kill them eventually over time, don't get me wrong. But it takes a while. Does take a while. Can we break through? Once again, going for the gateways. We have a third wall. We have a third wall, but the Lings, they flood in. They flood into the bases. They do get into the main. They get into natural as well. And again, the Dragoon is going to be surrounded. Dragoon will fall. Unfortunately, just no shield barriers behind this, no defensive setup. Unfortunately, we were going into double Stargate with no extra gateways. There's no more Dragoons. Again, so just the production here was just working against Prome with his more unique build, opening up Stargate like this, and again, not scouting or confirming across the map either. Like, he had no idea what was happening. Limited vision, limited scouting. Pylon, it's on fire. It does go down. Depowers the Stargates. And again, like, unique models for Stargates, you need more unique models for everything. And 3-point is still link flooding. Going for the Bane Boss follow-up. Let's go. The Banelings have arrived. They're waddling in. And, oh god, the pylons are quite sturdy. Pylons are quite sturdy here, so it takes a while to break them down, but alas, the wall is still going to be broken. Lings, they flood in once again. There was a small gap here in the wall. And they get into the main for the second time. Behind this, 3-point is droning. Behind this, now he's droning up. He's saturating. We do have a re-wall here, as more probes are going down. And it looks like Prome is going to hold. He is going to hold. He's going to defend. And he'll be able to hunt down overlords, I suppose. If I'm not mistaken, I believe scouts, they 3-shot drones. So 3 scouts can 1-shot workers, so we can get into these mineral lines. Spores are now, oh, not quite on the way, but queens are in position. Lings are cleaned up. Oh, the paintings are on the way. Oh no, they waddling in. They're waddling into the mineral line, but again, thankfully, Prome does pull back. Does pull away in time. He will defend, and now it's time for the scouts to counterattack. Let's go. And again, there are enough scouts to one-shot drones. That is true. And what they're best at, there we go, is anti-air. For those that are curious, for those who maybe are a little bit unfamiliar with brutal units, scouts, they are more ideal when it comes to their anti-air attack. So they can shut down overlords real fast and real quick. It's their anti-ground damage, which is lackluster. Fun fact, it was buffed. It was buffed, ooh, maybe like 2 months ago at this point. Oh no, the wall's still open. The wall is still open. Never mind, the scouts are forced back home. More probes gonna be going down. Ay, ay, ay. But because the scout anti-ground damage was so weak, it was even weaker than this. It was buffed, it was increased. Again, this was like 2-3 months ago at this point. It's been quite some time. So now they're more effective to harass, they're more effective in general here than they once were at least, but how effective are they? As prome is down to 11 probes. Like they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do here. As prome does move out across the map. Behind this, spores already, queens are in position, there is one transfuse. They drink another overlord. But we're not gonna get much more than that. Go back in. At the same time, we do see 3-point. Oh no! Once again, he does get past, or not quite. There we go. Comes in for the surround. Shuts down the zealots. We'll clean them up. This time is denied access into the natural. Is denied access. Behind this, we just see 3-point going for the infestation pit. This should be for hive tech, potentially for ultras as well. These are the melee upgrades on the way, so ultras would make the most sense. Ooh, as gateways are falling, and again, there's just nothing else on the ground. It's just pure scout. That's all we have. That's all we have, man. Hey, they clean up the lings. They do clean them up. Fleeping is on the way. We're rushing into carrier. So we're headed into carrier production. At least we're trying to. Again, on a 22 worker income, on less than 2 bases, like the economy just is not there. And we'll see where 3-point takes us here, as we have Overlord speed on the way. This tells us that maybe we're planning to go for Dropper Lords and go for like a Queen all-in across the map, which should be interesting. I don't know if it's necessary. Like, we could just throw down a Spire or a Hydrogen. We don't have to complicate things here with Drop Lord play, but it's available. There we go. Carrier production has begun. Carriers are on the way. Getting there. And here come the Drop Lords that we didn't mention. Again, you see Overlord speed, assume Drop a Lord. Hive is on the way, so it does look like he wants to go Mass Queen Ultra. So limited anti-air here for our Zerg player, very limited. So you have a Ling drop into the main. To have the carrier upgrade on the way. For those that are curious, carriers, I mean, you're about to see when they pop out. I believe they pop out with 4 slots of interceptors. Is it 4 or 6? But the upgrade is to increase the capacity of the amount of interceptors that the carriers have. And I believe that was recently, the cost was recently decreased to make this more viable, because without that upgrade, like, carriers are quite limited. Yeah, there you go. At most 4. Like, at most, they only have 4 interceptors. So they need that upgrade, and I believe it increases to 6, if not 8. Again, it's been a while since I've covered these carriers. But without the upgrade, they're pretty bad. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, it does double. Doubles to 8. There you go. So it does increase their capacity. Ling drop into the main. Ultra production on the horizon here, as there's that Ultra Cavern. Queen still pushing forward. We're just going Mass Queen Ultra. Again, with 3-point is having fun. He could just throw down a Spire and end the game, by the way, but no. He's gonna work for it. Waiting for Ultras. Lings, they do confirm, they do scout the carries that are building up, that are banking. The other thing that has been in discussion as well is, I don't know if you noticed, but the carriers, they spawn in with, I believe, 0 interceptors. Yeah, they spawn in with 0. So it means that defensively, like, it takes a while for them to really come online as well. As Lings, they once again try to cross down that front door. Ling drop into the main as well. Pro's going to be going down. As the carriers try to move out, he's forced back home once again. Pro just getting bullied back. As the pylon up. Oh my god, Bailey doesn't go down. Barely not. The Masked Queen's still building up. We're getting there. Ultras as well. We have Spores on the way. How many queens do we have? 22. It's 22 queens. Yeah. Lings, they get across the map. Once again, they break through. Carriers, they do commit. But again, plenty of transfuse. The queens, they're holding their own. I say that. We only have a couple of transfuses left here. As one queen goes down. Gets one, gets two. Yo, we're missing some transfuse here. There we go. Extra transfuses now coming in. And with that, the queens, they will hold. Yeah, they will hold. GG gets called. And 3-point will take the series 2-0. Advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. 3-point will claim the series. Again, as a reminder, when it comes to this game mode, we have initially, you start with SC2 versus Brood War, and then the players do switch. So 3-point coming out on top with both SC2 and with Brood War Zerg as well. And again, when it came to this style here, unfortunately, Prome, he failed to scout. Winding it back, this was initially a Ling Flood, a Ling all-in, and Prome had limited scouting information, so Prome, he barely saw anything. That's why he was so caught off guard. It wasn't just that, though. It wasn't just that he didn't see the all-in coming. It was also the fact that he was going double Stargate mass scout. As we were trying to emphasize, Scout is known for having an amazing job at killing overlords and having anti-air attack. Its anti-ground is lackluster. Unlike the Void Ray, it is, I would say, a weaker defensive unit against all-ins, where the Void Ray has a little bit more strength there in it as the SC2 counterpart. So opening up Stargate and ZvP is very risky if you're being all-in in such a way, and that happened to be occurring, right? Like, we happen to be seeing an all-in against Prome, and Prome happened to be going double Stargate Scout as well. And on top of that, because of that build that he was going for, he had no ground army. He only had one gateway. So when the first gateway went down, he only had one Dragoon. He had one Dragoon, 2 Zealots, that's all he had. Like, he was lacking any kind of ground support. Likewise, no shield batteries either to try to keep anything alive, and in the end, he was overrun. It was almost like a build order win. Almost a build order win there in favor of 3-point. Prome was just cool with his pants down, was unprepared, and GG. GG, well played with that. 3-point will claim the series, will advance on to the semifinals, and we're here to determine who will join him in the semis. As up next, we have Bratok versus Starat. Let's go.